I say we start off with Israel and Palestine. I mean, this literally just happened. How much are you following the story with what happened?
Not at all.
Okay, are you, Jimmy, at all following it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so this literally, we woke up to it, and this happened. So why don't we read, Rob, if you got one of the stories or video clips to show. Israel says it's at war after surprise attack from Gaza. Netanyahu even said we're at war. Did you say last week Hamas attacked Israel, 200 Israelis?
Hamas is claiming that last week alone 200 Palestinians were killed, and this is one of their payback attacks. But they planned it on, it's a holiday. It's a Jewish holiday today, isn't it, Adam?
Well, here's what's going on. Last week was Yom Kippur, which is the holiest day on the Jewish calendar. It's the Day of Atonement, and this attack took place, talk about symbolism, on the 50th day of the anniversary of the Yom Kippur War, which was in 1973. So do you want to get into some of the details?
Yeah,
okay,
go for it.
Ahead. Well, coinciding sort of with all this, I don't know how closely you guys pay attention to Israeli politics. It's not exactly I wake up and read Israeli politics, but I was just there. I took my mom for her first time in 30 years, and she lived on a kibbutz back in the day. I went for a wedding, and you saw the protests that were going on against Bibi Netanyahu, okay? Benjamin Netanyahu, who was the longest standing prime minister in Israeli history. I think this is his 16th year, his 5th term. It started in early 2000s or late 90s, early 2000s. He's been around forever. But the whole premise with him right now is he's sort of he runs the Likud party, sort of the Trump of Israel, basically. He's sort of the right wing there. And he's been, accusations of fraud and embezzlement and what have you. Whether that's right or wrong, that's the sort of what's going on. But where he's come under heat lately is because he's basically trying to reform the Supreme Court because he feels they're too liberal. So the platform that he's been running on is that he's the guy that's going to make Israel safe, okay? There's no doubt that whether you're left and right, because you go to Tel Aviv, it's very, very left. Like LGBT, pride, all that. You go to Jerusalem, and it's, as conservative as it gets.
Yeah.
So he's trying to reform the Knesset, Supreme Court, and the parliament over there, because he feels they've gone too liberal. But he's been running on the platform that he's the guy that's going to keep Israel safe. From what I'm hearing, because I text my buddy who I was at his wedding, he's like, yeah, this is, I thought this would basically make citizens coalesce, like sort of how like 9/11 happened here, and like didn't matter if you were Republican or Democrat. I said, what's your take on this? And he's not a Bibi Netanyahu fan. I said, will this make you appreciate him more, right? He goes, no, it's the exact opposite, because the entire platform he ran on was he's the guy that's going to keep Israel safe. So what you're kind of sort of hearing on the ground is what happened, Bibi. What's going on? This is not a good look for the IDF. It's not a good look for Mossad, who's the intelligence agency. And basically the story is this was sort of a coordinated sneak attack. It was land, air, sea,
paragliders,
right?
boats, everything.
They're going in there,
rockets,
and
everything.
Netanyahu has officially declared war on, just to be clear, Hamas. Now, how familiar are you guys with the concept of Hamas? So Hamas is a militant terrorist organization that the U.S. government has labeled terrorist. They're sort of a Hezbollah from Iran. And they were founded, I believe, in 1987 with the basic premise that they will never, ever, ever recognize the state of Israel. And they came from the origins, I believe, of the Muslim Brotherhood, which sprouted out of Egypt, I want to say. And they reject all peace agreements whatsoever. So now I think 5,000 rockets have been fired to Israel. There's been 500 injured, 40 dead. The Iron Dome that Israel has, that U.S. has sort of funded.
As of when?
As of this morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's crazy.
There's 5,000. Imagine.
It's bad. It's bad.
So I text my buddy just to kind of put it into context. I text my buddy. I said, "How you doing over there?" He goes, "I woke up to the sounds of sirens, bombs, destruction." I go, "How you doing?" He goes, "You know what?" And this is sort of like Israeli satire. Yeah. He goes, I had a taco party planned for today. Hamas ruined my freaking taco party.
That's the line, man. Taco
party. It's like, how are you going to ruin my party? But
so funny.
The bigger thing that I think that we should understand here, as far as Israel goes and U.S. goes, because if you're in the United States, you're like, all right, how does this affect me? What Bibi Netanyahu has done is sort of recognize, I'm never going to make peace with these guys. It started with the Oslo Accords with Yitzhak Rabin and Yasser Arafat under Clinton in '93, and they've been trying to make peace with these guys forever. Hamas does not want peace. And you might be saying, well, who's Hamas? Are they the government? Well, actually, they have a majority of parliament. It'd be like literally the equivalent of, in the United States, KKK had more than 50% representation in Congress, which is insane to me. So the president, Mahmoud Abbas, he runs the Palestinian National Authority. But what Bibi has done, and this is ultimately my point, is he said, look, I'm not going to make friends with the 1% over here. What I'm going to do is open up diplomatic and peace relationships with the rest of the Middle East. And that's been his entire agenda. So they've had long-standing peace agreements with Egypt, with Jordan, which are their bordering neighbors. But since the Abraham Accords, which was under Trump in 2020, when he moved the embassy exactly to Jerusalem,